Path of Exile, oh brother. It's a game developed by Grinding Gear Games, a small gaming company based in New Zealand. It went into open beta on January 26th earlier this 2013 and is still in open beta as we speak. But enough about history. Let's get into the game, shall we? I plan on covering 5 main points in this video about the game. 1. The gameplay. 2. The combat. 3. The skill tree and the progression as your character. 4. The community. And 5. My just overall gaming experience with this game. For starters, Path of Exile is an ARPG, which stands for Action RPG. And if you don't know what that means, maybe this will jog your memory. If that wasn't enough, an ARPG is a game where the player has control over a character with real-time interactions. It has elements of a dungeon crawl game, and the player enters new zones through different instances. The instance will close after 8 minutes if not entered and interacted with. Path of Exile's camera is from a bird's eye view perspective, which means the player has a view of its character and its surroundings, such as enemies, loot, and other various items. Path of Exile's gameplay as a whole is fun and rather satisfying to rain a bunch of arrows down on a bunch of skeletons. However, I noticed as time went on, it got more boring and repetitive, as when you get right down to it, the gameplay of Path of Exile is just basically clicking and walking, getting pissed off, dying, and redoing another instance until you get past it. But now that I think about it, every single game nowadays is clicking and walking and getting killed, getting pissed off, and redoing it until you get past your objective. However, I still stand strong in the fact that the gameplay does get a little bit repetitive and boring after a while. But this is easily dealt with if you're actually into these kind of games, which I, for one, I'm not really into them. I haven't touched base on many ARPGs, but this one definitely is a good one. Okay, before I begin, let's just get something out of the way. If you don't like this sound, then you're not going to like the gameplay of Path of Exile when fighting monsters. I hate to complain about the combat system in this game, but I just can't help but dislike the fact that all you do is click and click and click. I guess this is the main reason why I just dislike these kind of games as a whole and I quit early in because I'm just so bored. But honestly, I really just can't help but be bothered by the fact that the entire combat system is just clicking. I mean, I understand that since it's bird's eye view, it's kind of restraining the combat system in the game, but I really wish that they would add just some sort of diversity. Thankfully, Path of Exile, much like many other ARPGs, incorporates a system of abilities that you can unlock and use to combat your enemies in different ways. I do really like this system in the sense that it's just really fun to upgrade your abilities to your liking, and I think it adds a little bit more diversity. All in all, I think that the combat system in Path of Exile isn't bad, but it isn't amazing. But I guess in these games, the main focus really isn't the combat, it's just crawling through the dungeons and getting as much loot as possible. Alright, next topic. Do you enjoy an expansive list of passive abilities unlocked throughout the game you're playing? If not, there's the door. Otherwise, you're in luck because Path of Exile's skill tree is humongous! I don't want to even attempt counting how many abilities that are unlockable throughout this game because the skill tree is so freaking huge. And you know what? I love it. The skill tree in this game really adds for a lot of diversity even if you have 2 people with the same class. For instance, do you want a ranger that's focused on dodging? Or do you want a ranger focused on attack speed? Or do you want a ranger focused on attack damage? Or do you want a ranger... See what I'm saying? I can safely say I've never seen a skill tree this ginormous in a game before, and I absolutely love it. Great job, Grinding Gear. Great job. Grinding Gear Games gives Path of Exile's community everything they need to be social and work together to play the game, and I think that's great. The community in this game as a whole is actually pretty good, and if you ever ask a question on the chat, you'll notice that a lot of people are actually very willing to help you out with what you need. Of course, just like any other internet community, you'll notice that there are some people who are just downright rude, but obviously you can't have a community on the internet where everyone is just plain nice. All in all, my short thoughts on the community is that they make the transition to the beginning of the game that much easier in understanding what you need to do and the things that you should understand to be a good player in Path of Exile. The reasoning behind this, I don't think anyone will ever know for sure. Maybe it's because this game isn't very popular yet, or maybe it's just because people who play these kind of games are intellectual. I can't say it with a straight face. Oh, Diablo 3 community, it's so bad. It's so bad. Moving on. Playing this game as a whole was honestly a lot of fun, mostly because I had a bunch of people with me to play through it as we all braved through the dungeons and leveled up on our own pace, got some awesome loot and went to each dungeon and just had a great time. I only have a level 32 ranger, but yet I still enjoyed this game a lot. I think that it's a great game in the sense that it just came out, but I think it needs a lot of improvement in some areas. But this game just came out, so I think for now Grinding Gears has done an amazing job with handling it. My final thoughts about this game are just that it has an amazing concept, but it needs to be different from all the other ARPGs that are out there, because right now, Diablo 3 and Path of Exile have little difference, in my opinion. However, I do think that Grinding Gear can pull it off, because I mean, they've already pulled off this much, and I think that in the end, this game's just amazing. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys later.